Well, you're trying to find a great neighborhood in Virginia Beach, but you're trying not to spend too much money either. Well, today we're talking about some of the best neighborhoods in Virginia Beach under $500,000, and we're starting right now. Hey, my name is Sam Sansalone, and I'm a real estate agent in Hampton Roads, Virginia. And if it's your first time here, welcome! Hit the subscribe button, hit that bell notification, the like button. I appreciate your support. Thank you so much for almost 2 years of doing videos for you. But today we're talking about the top neighborhoods in Virginia Beach under $500,000. There are lots of different neighborhoods in Virginia Beach, and you've probably seen if you've done any research, it's just a lot, and it's kind of hard to soak in. There are neighborhoods in all various price ranges. Because Virginia Beach is an older city, there are a lot of neighborhoods that are older, have older houses. But at the same time, there are lots of new construction or newer houses in this city also. So I'll try and give a balance of different types of neighborhoods for this price range. Well, first is an older neighborhood called Kings Grant. Now, if you've heard me talk about Kings Grant, this is an awesome spot, real high-ranked school districts in demand. The area is awesome, but it's very centrally located. But it's also in an area called Little Neck, which is, I call it the big giant cul-de-sac. So it's just in the north central part of Virginia Beach. Lots of brick ranch and lots of brick two-story houses. These are built in like the 60s time period. It's popular because like the walking accessibility, quick access to stores, incredibly high ranked school districts, especially the elementary school Kingston, which is one of the top elementary schools in the state. And a lot of these houses are, you can get something in the like upper 1,800, 1,900 square foot range, but then really most of them are like 23 to 3,000 square feet. And some of these are even near water, on water. That's where it gets even more expensive, but you can find houses in here, $400,000, sometimes less. For the most part, $425,000, $450,000, $475,000, that's where a lot of these houses are priced, but you get a lot for what you're paying for. And no jet noise, which is a big factor for me. If you've heard me talk about jet noise a lot, I do not like jet noise. And I'm a big fan too of any neighborhood that's really well developed and has lots of trees. It doesn't feel like a cookie cutter, so much. That's one reason why I'm not as big of a fan of the newer style neighborhoods, because that happens quite a bit. Now I want to focus attention onto the other side of the city in an area called Ocean Lakes. I've done a video about specifically Ocean Lakes as well, but there are several neighborhoods in this Ocean Lakes area that I really like. Mainly for the school districts. This is a big school district area, as well as they are newer houses. A lot of them are newer houses built like in the 90s, sometimes newer, often a little bit older than that, but it's newer than like if you're not a big fan of those like older 60s, 50s style houses. You've got Red Mill, Ocean Lakes itself, Pine Meadows, Sherwood Lakes, Mirasol. There are lots of larger neighborhoods, smaller neighborhoods in here, and some of our more new construction or recently built. Asheville Park is one that is mostly over 500, but you might be able to find one under 5 too. Ocean Lakes, the name Ocean Lakes has the name lakes in it, but don't get too carried away. There's real small lakes, but you have access to walking, lots of sidewalks, lots of houses, and you're pretty good access to shopping, like for instance, Strawbridge off of Dan Neck and General Booth and Red Mill Commons. So your accessibility to shopping is good, the school districts are great, and you're also staying under that $500,000 price range. Now moving over west, in the southwestern section of Virginia Beach, there's a whole section there that I love, Brigadoon. The reason I like Brigadoon is because if you're looking for even really close to 400, you might even be able to get some nice ones under 4. This is a great spot to look at. Now the drawback here, if you'd like new houses, is these are older, like the 60s, sometimes 70s style houses, but you're still close to lots of shopping. The school districts are fine too. Most of Virginia Beach's school districts are really great. So you have a school district that's Kempsville, sometimes in that Tallwood area, but anywhere in this general Brigadoon area, like near Kempsville Road and Indian River Road, is a pretty good spot to look at. But another neighborhood specifically in that area also is Woodbridge Pointe. The reason I specify Woodbridge Pointe is that this is in the like low 4s to mid 400,000 price range, and it's also newer. So you have lots of newer style floor plans. One drawback here is you're not getting as much land, but you're getting a great neighborhood, great accessibility to things, and you're also getting a nice floor plan that's more modern. So if that's something you're focused on, but you want to stay on that western side of Virginia Beach, away from the jet noise, I'd check this place out. Now, if you go up that Kempsville Road area there, they mentioned some other neighborhoods there too. Lake James is the one I absolutely love, one of my favorites in the city. You'll see some on the water that are over 500, but once you get off the water, 400, 450 all day long. awesome, right by a huge lake, a real tight-knit HOA. You could literally walk out to Indian River Road and get quick access to lots of shopping. And other neighborhoods, Fairfield, which is just north off Providence Road, real nice but also older 60s style of houses, lots of brick ranch. Neighborhood vibe is awesome, like nice well-developed trees, wide streets, love it. Further east, you've got Bellamy Manor. That is over similar to Fairfield, but just further east. And then if you go further north from that, another one called Larkspur, which is one of our favorites in the city. I think better than Lake James, better than Bellamy, better than Fairfield. This one's got the trees, got the accessibility to a town center. It's very close to town center, and Mount Trashmore, which was one of the larger parks in the area, which is just a big landfill. Great place to run, and there's easy access from Larkspur over to Mount Trashmore. And again, you're 5 minutes or so less away from town center. These are also still the older style, 60s here. There aren't as many newer construction houses in this whole general area because lots of the areas in here were developed so long ago. But you get the streets, you get the trees, you get the awesome school districts, and you get great accessibility to shopping. And if you have to take interstates to work, you're pretty easy access to interstates also. But I want to mention, if you're looking at houses in Virginia Beach and you're noticing that some of the areas that you're looking at I'm not mentioning, check the proximity to the Oceana Naval Air Station. Now, jet noise is a big deal near the Oceana Naval Air Station, which is on the eastern side of Virginia Beach. And near the flight path in this area, you're going to have lots of jets flying in and out, and it gets loud randomly. Sometimes you don't hear it at all. Sometimes you hear it several times a day. Sometimes you hear it a lot more than that. You just don't know. But if you're close to the base, you're going to expect some loud noise. You have to stop your conversation sometimes, especially if you're out walking around. So these areas I'm not as big of a fan of, even though the houses themselves might be great. Now I want to shift attention back over past Little Neck over to Great Neck. Now I do love Great Neck, don't get me wrong, but there are sections, especially in the south sections of Great Neck, where you're going to start dealing with jet noise. The closer you get to the south section of Great Neck, right near an area called Laskin Road and Virginia Beach Boulevard, that area has a lot of more jet noise. But if you go further north and further west in Great Neck, you get less jet noise, or sometimes not much at all. And one area I like to mention is Southern Pointe. That's on the very western side of Great Neck, and it's tucked away in a corner. And this area, again, is an older style neighborhood, 60s, 50s style designs. Lots of brick ranch, but they're sprawling. The streets are really wide, so it feels very well developed, and a lot of people have been here for a long time. Not so much new construction in here because these areas were previously developed. But if you're interested in something that has great school districts, great accessibility, and you're still away from the jet noise enough, you might hear it a little bit, but still away enough to where it won't be a huge deal, I'd check out Southern Pointe and areas around Southern Pointe. And one benefit to houses like this, these sprawling ranches, is that the living spaces can often be longer as well because the houses are wider. Now, if you go further south and east towards an area called Courthouse Estates, this is one I think is great if you're liking an area that's like Woodbridge Pointe, has that newer style, like larger cathedral ceilings, more open floor plans, for instance. This is an area to check out in that low 400s price range. There is a lake over here too. You might have some access to the lake. If you're on the lake, you might pay a little bit more for being on the lake, but otherwise, you're getting that like 25, 28, 3,000 square foot house. Now, I've done a lot of videos about Virginia Beach and living in Virginia Beach. There's some more videos here, and it's a great city and great area. So if you have any questions at all, please let me know. I've got my contact here and in the description, and I help people all the time relocate here to Virginia Beach. And I'll see you on the next video.